All right, so today we're working on this 21-foot red Crownline. As you can see, it's extremely oxidized. We'll get to the back and you'll see how just how oxidized it is. Super powdery. This red does that, deep colors do that. And I'm thinking we're gonna end up doing a wet sand on this. I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna have to do a test spot. This video is just to kind of show what all goes into a detail on a severely oxidized boat. So I'm gonna get my little Glossmeter and I'm gonna start doing some test spots, and we're gonna see what this boat needs. All right, so I got my Glossmeter here. So what this is gel coat. The shininess of gel coat is largely measured by the quality of gloss. So coming out of a factory, your boat's gonna be between 80 and 90 gloss units. As it gets oxidized, the gloss goes down. What a Glossmeter does, it measures the amount of light that gets reflected off the boat. So obviously, the more faded your boat is, the less light gets reflected off of it, the less glossy it is. So we're gonna take some readings, see what we get. All right, so we're taking our first reading of the boat. We're gonna do above the rub rail. We're gonna click, and we're getting, you can see that's the bottom reading. It's a 6.4. So single digits, that's not good. Take another one. 8.1. Hull should be a little bit better. Yeah, we're getting a 66 at the bottom. Hull's not in bad shape. Take a couple more towards the back. And I don't know if you can see that, but we're getting a 2. 2 and a... shoot, I can't focus my camera. We're getting a 3. So a lot of times on something like a white boat, if you're not looking for perfection, even if your gel coat is this dead, if it's in the single digits, you can get away with just a buff. It's not going to be perfect, but if you don't want perfect and you don't want to pay for a wet sand, or you don't want to wet sand your gel coat for any other reason, on a white boat you can get away with it. On this red, probably not. It's just not going to look good, but we're going to do a test buff just to be sure. And if that doesn't work, we're going to go right into wet sanding. All right, well, I just did a test spot and it actually came out really, really nice. Yeah. So I'm gonna get this compound residue off. I'm gonna take another reading with my Glossmeter, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna need a wet sand after all. So I guess you can just forget everything I just said. So as you can see, I already took one reading at 77, another one at 75. What's that? 78, 74. So that is really good for a first buff. That's without a polish, that's without the wax. The real test though is going to be the back, because the back is in the worst shape. So we're gonna do one more test spot on the back, but feeling good after that test spot. We might have to, or we might be able to skip wet sanding altogether. All right, test spots on the back is done. Came out very nice. You can see that's the after, and then just the difference between the two. And I took a reading and I got 77 on the cut. We'll take that. So this boat is just gonna need 2 buffs and a polish, and she'll be done. So we're gonna get into that. All right, so we got the first section done on the hull, and typically we would only do about the water line up, but this boat sits up on a lift, and you know, I want to at least make the front end look nice while it's up there on that lift. So I'm gonna do a couple more feet under the water line, but after that we're just gonna focus on the hull. Got about half of the hull done. It's looking pretty good. Here's the difference. I don't know If I can get a good angle on it. It's all right. But you can see this is about the line where I've stopped. And we're getting a really good result on that half. This is the half I haven't done. But I am running behind today, so I'm not going to be filming much more of this. I'm just going to try to get the basic steps. Yeah. All right, the hull is polished and waxed on this side. I'm sorry. The hull is buffed. Still needs to be polished and waxed on this side. But as you can see, even with just the buff, we are looking pretty damn good. So we're going to start rub rail up now. There's that test spot. Goal is going to be to make all this chalky white gel coat look like this shiny red gel coat. See if we can get a reflection. Kinda. All right, so we're gonna get started on that. Alright, well that spot came out really nice, so we're just going to get the same treatment through the whole side of the boat. And like I said, kind of running out of time here, so yeah, I'll update you when I get the buff done. It is almost 4 o'clock and we are officially done with the cut, or the buff, which does mean this is turning into a 2-day job, but that's alright. So I'll show you the boat. Looking pretty dang good. So we did do a compound along the whole hull and then on the bottom of the hull, just as far as I could reach. I'll show you the side as well. But yeah, it came out really nice. It did take 2, 3, sometimes 4 or 5 buffing steps in some areas. I'll show you the back. But yeah, this is just off of the cut, and so tomorrow we'll polish and wash it and wax it. And yeah, it'll be looking pretty good. And then we will break out that Glossmeter again and see what our result is. But I'm thinking it'll be pretty good. So yeah, that's all for the day. Be back tomorrow. So we are back for day 2. And today we just gotta polish it, wash it, and wax it. But before we do that, there's a couple little spots I missed with oxidation. I'm gonna touch those up quick. And also I'm gonna fix this back decal. I don't know if you noticed from footage from earlier in the video, but I buffed over it and I removed a lot of color from this Crownline. I went ahead and I called the customer, or the client, and he told me just to go ahead and remove it. So I'm gonna remove the sticker, I'm gonna blend it in the best I can, and we're gonna get this fixed. So typically when I'm buffing out a boat with stickers like this, I will tape off the stickers, or I'll just take care to avoid them. This was a careless mistake. It doesn't happen often, but it happens sometimes, and luckily the client was very cool about it and said, you know, I don't really need that decal anyway, just take it off. So to remove it, we've got a razor blade and mom's hair dryer. So we're gonna take the razor blade, use a little heat, hopefully that pulls it off, then we'll buff it and just blend it in with the rest of the gel coat. So the buff is all done and I'm happy with the result. So now we are going to start the polish. And the polish is to brighten up the gel coat a little bit further and also take out any swirling and holograms left behind by the buffer. And I'll explain a little bit more of that later on in the video. But just to kind of show you what it looks like, you can see all the oxidation is removed, but in that light you can see just how hologrammed it is, and that is from the rotary buffer. It's a very aggressive compound, it's a very aggressive pad, and the rotary only spins in circles. So when it spins in circles, it creates swirls. The nice thing about the polish is we'll use what's called a DA, or dual action orbital buffer. So not only does it spin in circles, but it orbits randomly, it oscillates. So basically, that combined with a foam pad with a softer polish will eliminate all those holograms and swirls and really bring a lot of color back to the boat. So we're gonna get polishing, starting up above the rub rail, and then we'll do the hull, the back, and yeah, then we'll be ready to wash it. All right, so I'm not going to show the whole thing. I think you get the idea. It's pretty straightforward. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this polish, and then we will skip ahead to the washing step. All right, so the boat is officially polished, and as you can see, it is looking really nice. Brought a ton of that gloss back. It really brought back that deep red that was under all that oxidation. So now we are doing the next couple steps, which is washing the boat, washing the trailer, just because it is filthy. Wash the boat, wash the trailer, and then I'm gonna put a coat of wax on it. I'm probably not gonna film those steps. It's all straightforward stuff, but I will talk about the wax I'm going to use a little bit. I actually don't use a traditional Carnauba wax. There's a couple different options I use. I use either a polymer sealant or a ceramic polish. Now on this boat, I am going to go with the ceramic polish, and the reason is, well, there's a couple reasons. One is because it is red, it's an older boat, and dark colors show imperfections really well. So that ceramic polish has a very, very light polish. I'm going to use a really light polishing pad on the DA buffer, and it's just going to give us a little bit better finish. Honestly, probably won't be able to tell the difference, but I can, because I spent the last 10 hours staring at this gel coat from about 10 inches away. So I'm going to put that ceramic polish on there. The other reason I like the ceramic polish is because it really puts like a nice warm glow that you would see out of traditional Carnauba waxes, but it lasts longer because it's got that SiO2 in it. And that's actually really uncharacteristic ceramic. Usually it's more of like a bright in your face kind of finish, but that's just why I like this product a lot, is it really does have like a nice natural, it just puts a nice natural finish on it, and it really pops out. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up those last two steps, and then I will show you the end product. So I just finished up the boat wash, and I've stripped off all the oils from the compounds and polishes so that the wax can adhere properly, and I've cleaned up after myself. I got compound dust everywhere and cleaned up the trailer a little bit, get that new. So I just wanted to show you, before I put the wax on, the reading on the Glossmeter. So beginning of this video, I had said that a brand new boat off the factory line is going to be between 80 and 90 gloss units, and after all the work we've done, boom, 83, 80. Here we got a 98. And on the hull, we're getting a 73. So honestly, on a 16-year-old boat, this is better results than I could have hoped for. Obviously, it's not going to be a brand new boat all over, but the fact that we were able to achieve readings between 80 and 90, at least on the top side, that's pretty good. So we're going to add the wax now, and that's even going to add some more gloss. But yeah, this boat's about done. Boat is officially done. It is buffed, polished, waxed, and detailed, and I'll do some more footage of the result, but as you can see, looks pretty good, as it did in the last couple clips. But yeah, this was about 14 and a half hours of work. Really happy with the result, and yeah, not much else to say. If you've watched this video this far, thank you for watching. And if you think you'd like to have your boat detailed, or know someone who would like to have their boat detailed, feel free to give me a call. My number's on the website, my number's on the Facebook. Yeah, that's it.
Fight me.